Okay, we are good to go.
Alrighty, guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is good to be back. The Black Lantern is back for episode number 3 of the Weekend Rewind over on Jack of All Trivia. Once again, I'm your host, the Black Lantern, Brooklyn Vale, joining me on a very special midnight edition of the Weekend Rewind. We got a full panel here today. It's going to be we got some talkers here, which is nice. Joining to be first, the guy making his first appearance on the show. That is the Hunter, Ryan Permission. Ryan, how are we doing, man?
Doing well, sir. Thank you very much for having me. I couldn't think of a better way to spend my Saturday than with you fine gentlemen. Let's have some fun tonight.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Good to hear, man. Also making his debut on the Weekend Rewind, he is the big booty daddy. He is the OG, one of the founders of the league. That is the villain, Haven Pendergast. How are we doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Happy to be here and joined by some great guys, and we're gonna talk some weekend shit or the weekend review.
Absolutely, absolutely. Joining us also as well today, I think he's yet to miss an episode of the Rewind. I'm pretty sure he's been on every one of them. That is Mashed Potatoes, of course. Caleb, how are you doing, man?
Hey guys, what's up? I've been on every one that's been on this channel. I missed the first two on the old channel, but yeah, I've made everyone so far on this channel, and yeah, I'm excited. This is what we do. We do this off camera all the time, anyways. Just talk about matches and things over the weekend. So, might as well do it on camera. It's gonna be fun.
And last but certainly not least, we called an honorable today. Tim wasn't able to make it, so we had to call in to back up the producer man behind the scenes. That is, of course, the Canadian Nightmare, Mark Forrest. Mark, how are we doing, man?
Hey, I've been happy to pass the mantle on to Tim with the production because I'm the OG. I'm one of the OGs of the production crew here. So you couldn't get the one half of the Canadian Can-Am Express. You got the other half. And also, it's not the villain. It's Vincent of the NWOB team.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Mark, I don't
All right, guys.
talking about. Let me slap dick to your face.
Yeah. All right, guys. So for those of you who don't know, the Weekend Rewind is essentially just a way to unwind. We chat about matches that happened this week. We take your questions. We talk about things that have went on in the week in terms of like movies, TV, music. There's like wrestling. I think last time I was on here, we talked about the Royal Rumble. So just kind of way to unwind and relax. So Monday there's usually jukebox, but this week there was not, as I was on a little siesta, I guess as you would call it. But I will get on. I have news about jukebox trivia coming on at the end of the show, so we'll get to that when it comes. Tuesday we had three matches on Tuesday. It was a great day for a Jack of All Trivia fan. Let's start with the newbie match. We had the Vicious Trollop, Jess Morgan taking on Matt Cuellar or Matt Cuellar.
Matt Collier.
It's
there, yeah.
Quaylar. It's pronounced Quaylar.
Oh,
Okay.
I messed it up in the video one time, but I said it right the other two times. It's Quaylar.
Yeah, that was our newcomer match, and that was a great debut by both competitors. Matt getting the win there in sudden death, but yeah, I think I got to go to Caleb, who was there for the match. What were your overall thoughts?
Oh, dude, that was a fun match. Those guys, that guy and gal, I guess I should say, came out strong in their debut. Like, I mean, I'd seen them play in other leagues, but we didn't know what they were gonna do with our format. But man, they both came in and just like blew the doors off. That match was like, I think it was tied for most of the game, and then it went to sudden death. Like, these guys are monsters. Like, watch out for them. It's gonna be they're gonna have bright futures here for sure.
Absolutely. We're going to kick it over to Haven next. Haven, I know you're the guy that kind of runs our movie division. How excited were you to see our first female solo competitor make her kind of break the ground and make her make her debut?
It was amazing, man. It was a privilege to watch. It was a privilege to get her in the league. Our admin team, we talked to a lot of people, try to get new people in matches, and we've been doing that in 2018. February alone, I believe we had 5 new people debut, and we still got 2 more weeks. And it's amazing, man. And it's just great seeing new people coming in and having fun and knowing that they're going to come back. And it was a great match. It was a really top match. They went blow for blow until the end, sudden death.
Yeah. Over to Ryan now. What are your overall thoughts on the match? And do you see yourself competing against one of them? Maybe in the near future. I think you have. I think you're. I'm trying to remember what your record is in MTS, but I feel like it's like something like 1-0 or 2-0 or something.
Could be. I'd have to consult our statisticians about that because it's kind of hard to keep track when there are so many leagues on the internet. But there's too many of you. But I will say this: I didn't get a chance to see pretty much. Full disclosure, it's hard to keep track with these matches. So, with all due respect, I unfortunately have not been able to see a lot, if not most, if not all these matches. But I will say, as far as Jessica is concerned as a competitor, I feel like she hasn't quite gotten her break yet. But I mean, she's getting there. She's practicing more and more. She's getting better with each and every match and opportunity she's been presented to her. But I just feel like there's something there. There's a je ne sais quoi, what the French call a certain I don't know what. But I just feel like she's going to get a victory really, really soon. I mean, if you see her, whether she's doing commentaries with us or anything else, she's a star. She's got a lot of knowledge in our lovely thing we like to call our noggins. And I really think she can layeth the smacketh down in this league, and I cannot wait to see that day come. So I wish her the best of luck, and as well as others in the matches. As far as someone I want to compete against, it really doesn't matter to me. Just come at me, bro. When it comes to movie trivia, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what faction you're associated with. Don't worry, I have a few of those of myself. But you know what? I'm here to compete. I'm here to win. And above all else, I'm coming for that belt. That's all that matters.
The Hunter laying the smacketh down. And over to Mark, your overall thoughts on the match.
Unfortunately, I'm halfway through the match itself. Because like Ryan says, there's a lot happened this week, especially when it comes to the Smowdown worldwide movie games. A couple matches there, Jackfall trivia. In all honesty, there's a lot going on, and I'm halfway through. But I've always been a big supporter for Jessica. I love how active she always tries to be in our leagues. And Quaylar. I'm sorry, Matt, if I'm saying your name wrong. But I've seen him compete lots of times in Full Metal Trivia, and he's one of the guys that can bring it. Yeah, and Jessica, she's hitting her stride. There's a lot of potential there. She just needs to get the victories.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, I think it's right now. She's not easily. She's kind of in the shadow of maybe somewhat like a Jen Kemp, but I truly believe that I would say probably the next couple months or so she will be at Jen's level, if not above. Like you've seen what Jen's done in the last year or so in different leagues, and I think Jess is that new blood to really prove to be a dominant force in any league. So I wish both new competitors all the best, and I know they'll do great. On to match number 2. This is one that was talked about. I heard about this before I even got a chance to watch, but to watch it. That'd be, of course, Jeff Pickering versus the King, Caleb Coho. Oh yeah, this is going to be a tough one to talk about because I know it's yeah, everyone has their opinions and their thoughts on the matter. I got to go to Haven first as the guy as the guy that was hosting it that helped make the calls. What are your thoughts on the match overall?
It was a good match.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good competitive match. It went to the third round. If I remember correctly, I asked questions in the first round. Tim had the second round, and Caleb had the third round. If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was a good game. You know, hey, it's just sometimes questions are harder, you know, in some matches than other matches. You know, I don't know what Mark's trying to bring up here, but it was a tough game. You know, we had a winner, we had a loser. You know, it fucking happens. You know,
Yeah.
but we're not here to disrespect any players in the league. You know. So I'm not gonna have that shit, you know. So keep them side comments to yourselves, guys. We're not above anybody here.
No. All right. Over to let's go to Mark here. Mark, try to be as civil and professional as you can. None of this fuck the system kind of promo.
No. Like I've got like Jeff. Jeff proved himself last week when he had his match against Danny Boy Noist. Just with the exception of like at the last second, he had the victory in his hands, lost it. This week, round two, like both guys were. I take nothing away from Jeff and definitely nothing away from Caleb. Then again, there's a lot to take away from Caleb, so it's unfortunately round the first question in round 3. He was able to change his answer a little bit. That's Judge's opinion, so there. I'm just leaving that up in the air. King Caleb, I'm on your side with this. Haven did not back you up as the leader. I'm just leaving it at that. But good match though.
Wow. You guys heard it first. Mark sided with King Caleb. That means that the Leafs will win the cup. The Habs are the worst team in the world. Everything. It's red alert, guys. Red alert. This is not a drill. This is not a drill.
The Maple Leafs winning the cup. That's funny.
Maple Leafs win the cup, guys. It's a cold day in hell. Ryan, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on match overall? And now that you hear that Mark has sided with King Caleb, what does this mean now for the future?
Well, I saw some of the closing moments, if you will, of this particular match with the self-proclaimed King of all kings, the man we should all bow at his feet, la-di-da-di-da, Mr. King Caleb. I saw the closing moments, and I'm trying to understand what it is that happened. I may need to rewatch some of those clips of the match and get back straight before I say something I may regret in the near future. Who knows, folks? But as far as King Caleb goes, it's hard to be on his side because he's been a thorn in my side. He's been a thorn in the competitor's side. He's been a thorn in faction's side. Now, Caleb, if you're watching this, I will give you this credit. You have an excellent-looking man cave. You have some of the best posters, some of the best artwork of comic covers I've ever seen in my geek nerdom life on your man cave wall. I will give you credit for that because you deserve it. But that's where the line ends. Because when it comes to you and me, we do have a date with Destiny coming up in a few weeks, if not a month or so, depending on the powers that be and the scheduling goes. But man, I don't know. It's a tough call. I don't know if I want to be on King Caleb's side. It's hard to be on his side of anything these days, let alone last couple of months with him shooting off his mouth. But I'll rewatch the match. Maybe I'll, figure out exactly what happened. But look, all love-hate relationships aside, can't wait to see him get back in the ring again because it's going to be against me. And when that happens, it's going to be lights out. That's all I got to say about that.
I'm
Yeah, you'll be on 3.
loving the little Forrest Gump impression at the end there. And now over to the true Caleb, as it would be, mashed potatoes. Quick thoughts on the match, and yeah.
I mean, so yeah, lots of controversy that's been gone over. I'm sure. I kind of cut out there for a minute, had to switch devices. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess I think the only thing that could be somewhat controversial is that we gave Jeff his 2-pointer. Even though he said Jason Schwartz final answer, but then he changed it to Schwartzman. I don't know, but I tested him afterwards on his 3 and 5, and he would have taken the lead anyways. And as far as the questions being too hard, that's just, I feel like that's ridiculous. Just because you didn't know it doesn't mean it wasn't too hard. Like, anybody who's seen those movies would know those answers, or should know those answers at least. They were not like deep dives. Caleb's 5-pointer was the second billed person in Beyond the Sea. Like, come on, how do you? It's not my fault that he picked biopics as his third number. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I guess people can have their opinions, but it just fell the way it did.
Yeah.
It would have gone that way either way, in my opinion. And like, yes, of course, I get joy out of seeing Caleb lose because he's misspelled and he's a jerk. But at the end of the day, I would never fix a match. People were saying that he got screwed over and stuff. Like, I would never do that. Like, I'd quit this before I fixed the match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to reiterate, I'm not saying anything was fixed. I'm just saying Haven, as the leader of the NWO, did not have his teammates back.
What the fuck are you talking about? You want me to rate questions? Like,
No.
round questions.
I didn't say rig any questions. I'm just saying.
How do I not have his back? The guy couldn't answer me. He couldn't answer him. Like, what? I didn't got nothing to do with that. Caleb asked those questions in the 3rd round.
Well,
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
I think what's going on here, Mark is referencing something similar to, I believe it was actually it was supposed to be a 2-on-1 handicap match, Mark and Kane taking on Haven, but Haven had his NWO antics and brought on former team member Jim the Wolf Green.
I completely forgot about that, but it just comes. No, I was just saying, like, you could have been the judge that agreed with Caleb out of the 3 judges. So, but no, you decided to go against.
All right, moving on. Before we descend into anarchy here, we start fires over here in the chat. Now we're moving on to actually the one match I have yet to see in completion. I watched part of it and then I had to get back to work. So this is of course the Purger, Brian Hernandez, taking on our very own mashed potatoes Caleb H. Caleb shaking his head there in disgust. So obviously that did not go well for Caleb. I'm gonna go to Haven first. He's got that grin on his face. What were your thoughts on the match?
I thought it was a standard match. They both played hard. It was Caleb's first match back in a long time, and he just came up a little short at the end. I asked him who played the Phantom in the film The Phantom, and he couldn't get Billy Zane, so that kind of ended the game. So that
one of the best adventure movies of all time. You couldn't pull out a Billy Zane. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah. Hey, so like I said, I write questions to movies I've seen, and it falls. The match falls the way it falls. I just think Caleb was gone for a little while. So he might have been a little rusty.
It's Derek Zoolander's best friend is Billy Zane. What's up?
So Brian came in and got his win for his debut match. So
to be clear, that was my 2-pointer. There were 2 other questions in there.
Okay.
I also said, the freaking guy from Titanic. I know who Billy Zane is. I just couldn't freaking pull his name. But I'm not making any excuses. Brian outplayed me. Like, I got cocky in round 2. and he made me pay for it, man. I got outplayed. That's all there is to it. I could make excuses, and there are some that I have, but it's not worth it. Like I lost. It sucks, but I lost. Like he outplayed me. That's all there is. Like I wish it hadn't happened because that guy is almost as bad as the king.
Yeah.
Hey,
Over to Mark quickly. Mark, along with you, Brian is one of the two winners over at Jukebox Trivia for the month of February. With that win, as well as the win here in movies, do you feel that he is a multi-threat in this league in terms of music, movies, maybe even IG, or did he just get lucky in one of those?
in movies, he's definitely a threat. As you saw in the Jukebox, he's a threat. When it comes to DC, I know he's good. Star Wars, he's good. Everything else, I'm not too exactly sure. Don't get me wrong, I'm friends with him, but I don't know exactly how good he'll do in a regular IG match. But like in music, as you saw 3 weeks ago, was it? He'll kill it. Hey, I got lucky that my round 2 in Jukebox was on 2002 Billboards. I was in high school there. A lot of people were talking about music. Yeah. Well, no. Brooklyn brought that up.
Yeah.
And so I was just saying that, like, if you were to put me in against Brian would probably destroy me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not musically inclined, but Brian is definitely a threat in movies. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, over to Ryan. Brian, you as a strong promo person, like you come with some pretty sick promos. What do you think about this gimmick that Brian has? That's borderline cocky. He has the mask on. I'm not sure if he's twisting his voice or if that's just his normal voice. But what are your thoughts on the character that he's playing?
Well, look, anyone who has passion for this game, I respect that person as an individual. But as far as the Purger moniker, if you will, the character that he's portraying, first of all, I haven't seen any of these Purge movies, but I know for a fact, Jack, that they're rated R. They're very violent. They're about a very dangerous event that happens in America for 12 hours on a certain night of the flippin' year, which is scary in its own right, by the way. I mean, they make scary movies that start out like that. And I will say, Brian, he has a lot of passion. He loves being under the lights. He loves wearing that mask. Sometimes, I got to admit, though, if you're wearing a mask during the course of a matchup, it could be hard to understand you. We may misconstrue your answer. We may misunderstand what you're trying to communicate. So I think Brian, as much as I like the passion that he has, I think the Purger character may want to chillax a little bit, maybe take a back seat, you know what I'm saying? Maybe toss the mask over the cliff like Luke did with his lightsaber, which was a horrible idea to do in Last Jedi, but that's a separate video for another time. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I like Brian, but I think he needs to, kind of reel in the Purger character, maybe create a new character, because the Purger can be misconstrued as being, well, wait a minute, is this guy like a legit Purger, or is this a character? Because sometimes when people are watching pro wrestling, and I had trouble with this when I first got into the watching TV business.
You mentioned Vince Russo, I'm quitting.
Yeah, I got confused. Like, I thought some characters were being legitimately, like, serious, and then I figured out later on that, oh, no, it was all scripted. It's just part of the thing that they do. They write it backstage in the gorilla position. I'm like, oh, boy, okay. Interesting things to know. So, yeah, I think Brian needs to reel in the Purger character and maybe create a new one. I mean, if he wants to keep going with it, go ahead. But I would kind of just, reel it in a little bit, man, because you can kind of come off as like creeping out the audience here. So, we want to keep the peeps watching. We want to keep our ratings going sky high. So we'll see how it goes. But I wish Brian the best of luck in his next matches. I mean, he's done well up to this point. We'll see where he goes in the near future.
Awesome. Well, you actually segued pretty brilliantly there into Wednesday. That was we had a double header over at WTS. We had our undercard of Harry Broadhurst versus Haven to Philip Pendergast, and what seemed to be I feel like it was a lot closer than it actually was. I gotta get Haven's thoughts first because, like, from my personal opinion, I feel like Harry was just on fire. Like he couldn't miss, and Haven I think just got the shit out of the stick where he was just it was kind of close but no cigar with a lot of the questions. So I gotta ask Haven, how did you feel after that match?
I mean, you feel shitty when you lose, when you could have had a couple extra points, but I just there's no excuses. I don't really study the wrestling, like other guys, like they have access to more shit, like the WWE Network and stuff, and I just kind of watch those highlights for the current stuff. I don't really ever go back and watch the older stuff, and there was a couple questions I just left on the table, but he would have still won at the end. Like that dude was a beast, and he showed me that night.
Yeah. Over to mashed potatoes. Your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, that all you can really say is that Harry just put on a clinic. Like I think he maybe missed one question or something like that. He was insane. He was on. He hit like almost every question. And like Haven, he's been focusing more on movies lately, and I don't know if that means like since he's been kind of laying off the question writing, if that's why he's a little less strong on it. But man, he just got bent over and spanked with that match. Unfortunately for him, fortunate for the rest of us decent human beings, but it was a lot of fun to watch despite it being kind of one-sided. I was there for it, and man, those were some good questions. Like, I don't usually know that much about wrestling anyways, but they they varied, you know what I'm saying? I even knew some of the answers to some of the questions, and then but then there were some that I had never even heard of this kind of these people, and Harry knew everything. He knows everything. Like, the dude has, I want to say, 2 wrestling podcasts. He does a blog. He has the WWE Network. He does everything. Like, the guy lives and breathes wrestling. So
yeah.
Man, if I were the champ, I would be very, very afraid.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta kick it over to Mark now. Mark, as a former WTS champion and the only person to ever defend the champion, what do you think about Harry's stock? Does he's had dominant match after dominant match? Does his stock just continue to go up, or do you think that he might plateau? Maybe his next match he just catches bad breaks of questions, or does he even have bad breaks?
In all honesty, that should also not forget that not only did I defend the title once, I've defended it twice. The only person in Jack of all trivia and formerly Smalls Bros to ever defend a title. But Harry is a great player. He knows his shit. And there's nothing I can't take anything away from him. I would love to have a match against him. Right now, I'd like to get another match under my belt, victory, and then potentially face him first face the winner of JTH, Harry. Well, if JTH wins, he's already defeated me twice, so he's got nothing to prove with the match against me. But if Harry, I would like a potential match against Harry because I'd really like to test myself. We both excel in old school TNA and WCW, so I would love to test myself against him.
Yeah.
However, anything goes. A future match would be fantastic for me. But in all honesty, Harry knows his shit, and my biggest weakness, I'll say it out there, is current stuff. I pay attention, I watch every now and then, but I don't retain a lot of it, unfortunately. So But like if it's in the past, wrestling history, that's where I excel.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Ryan, your quick thoughts on this match, if you did watch it.
See, this is the part of the show where Ryan sits in his corner and doesn't say anything because I haven't watched any of these matches. So I'm just going to go away now. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to chillax in my corner, and then I'll wait till we get to the next subject.
Ryan, you got to watch some of this stuff. Like you're a wrestling fan, like an old school
Well,
Attitude Era fan. So
I used to be a wrestling fan. I don't watch it anymore, but I did watch it once upon a time, and that's how good stories start out. Once upon a time, there was a wrestling fan, and he did this. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But I mean, like specifically these two matches that happened last Wednesday were like, if you wanted to watch matches, these are like top tier matches. They were great. Like, I mean, if you want to just watch a clinic put on of somebody who like is passionate about wrestling and knows his stuff, watch that Harry versus Haven match. And then the next match we're going to talk about, it was like mind blowing. It was edge of your seat stuff.
Really, it was a slobber knocker, as they say.
yeah,
absolutely
it was. Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. I'll keep it in mind as I go along, gentlemen.
Absolutely. And now we're gonna move on, guys, to the main event on Wednesday. This was originally supposed to be a number one contenders match, but due to the dropping of Alex's championship due to personal reasons, this ended up becoming a championship match. And it was back and forth. This one was definitely a match for the ages. Haven as kind of the main guy behind it. What were your emotions like through it? Like it was Hunter had the lead, and then JTH had it, and yeah, like what were your overall thoughts?
I thought it was a great match, and it came down to the team that was hosting it and the questions, and the players. You know, they battled it out. You know, and they had fun. I just thought it was a great match. It was kind of spontaneous, spur at the moment type of stuff. That's why it wasn't a traditional, 5-round number one contender match. Caught us off guard, but the questions we had, it seemed like it worked, and it was a great match. It was a tough, great match.
Yeah. I'm going to kick it over to Mark next, just kind of change it up a little bit. You've competed against both of these gentlemen in wrestling trivia. What does this mean for JTH, and what does this mean for Hunter?
Hey, Hunter. Like, everyone begs on Hunter for his performances in other leagues. Wrestling is his strong suit, without a doubt, and he proved it.
That's the truth.
He proved it without a doubt, as he does almost any other time he competes in a wrestling trivia match. That's his strong suit, without a doubt. But it was a fantastic match, really back and forth. I definitely would have liked to have seen them compete in a 5-round match, but I understand the circumstances and the impromptu nature of it. And it just, in all honesty, JTH, 2-time champion. Props to you, buddy. I would look forward to working my way to getting match number 4, I guess.
Spank ass like you did the last time.
No, it was still relatively close. So,
yeah, he's a 2-time champion, man. That's big ups.
Yeah.
JTH.
Give him props for that. And Hunter, like, I can't take anything away from you there. I tried to help you study with it, and I think it paid off a little bit. Congratulations on that match. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm gonna kick over to Ryan here. I have a question for him. Ryan, this is the first time on the show. First time on the show that they mentioned somebody of the Alpha Alliance. I know you are the lone Alpha Alliance member on the panel. What were your thoughts on? Obviously Hunter did lose, but he had a great match nonetheless. Is he trying to recruit anybody over on the Alpha Alliance to compete in wrestling? Is he helping anybody that wants to compete? He's obviously the big guy in wrestling in terms of that faction. And what does he what is his presence like in the alliance?
Well, as far as Hunter goes, yeah, he's a big wrestling fan. He wears it on his sleeve. He's probably got a million wrestling shirts in his man cave drawers. He's probably got a few posters hanging up on the other side of his wall that you won't see on camera. It's never before seen footage. Don't worry, we'll get it on a biography video at some point or another. But no, I'm happy for the dude. I mean, the guy, I know, right? I'll say this for Hunter: he's got a good heart. He's got a good heart. He's got a big heart. He is so nice, so kind, and respectful to everybody around him. Doesn't matter if you're in the Alpha Alliance, such as myself, or if you're outside of the Alpha Alliance. He's a good man. He's basically our Charlie Brown. He's a good man, Charlie Brown. He really is. He tries his best. He really is. He tries his best. He does whatever it takes to get the job done. Sometimes he has a few missteps, but hey, we've all been there. We've made mistakes, Charlie Brown. It's all good, brother. We still love you.
I could just hear him now. I could hear him saying, "Good grief."
Yes.
Good
Yes.
grief.
He is saying that in the chat room. He is saying that in his man cave on camera right now. He's going to record it and send it over to us in the next few moments, I'm sure. But no, really, as far as
That
the
is
question-
awesome.
I know. Thank you so much. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here all week.
All right.
I will say this, though. We have our Alpha Alliance. We have our faction. We're doing quite well. Thank you very much. So we're not in the process of recruiting, but we will say this. Alpha Alliance, our mission is very clear. We want all the belts. We want all the records. A very famous man said that once, and we're going to take that moniker. We're going to take it to the bank. We're going to get all the belts, all the records. We cannot wait for that day to come.
I thought you guys were
Feeling-
supposed to be baby faces, though, and yet you're
No.
looking up to John Roca.
I know. Well, we are baby faces. Technically, yeah.
He's made a
technically we are
hero
baby
turn.
faces.
He's
We're
made a
baby
hero
faces.
turn.
We're heroes. We're the Panera, Wonder Bread, like the killer K.O. Kalinowski is. So, yeah, we're the good guys. But I'm just saying, we're good where we are right now. We have a couple matches coming up in the next couple of days, /weeks, /months, /whatever, because the schedule is very all over the place. But we're gonna have a lot of belts. We're gonna have a lot of records, and we're gonna have a lot of fun celebrating. It's just too bad you won't be able to be there with us because you're not a part of the alliance, son. What up?
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. Over to Mastroiannos very quick. Caleb, you were a former member. You were a former faction mate of Hunters with the corporation, and obviously GTH is your partner in over in Dale Trivia. So obviously, I think it's safe to say that you had a horse in this match. Were you kind of happy to see Hunter lose, or like what were your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I'll say I will never underestimate Hunter ever again, especially when it comes to wrestling. Wow, I mean, that was the best match that we've seen in a while. Against arguably, at least until Harry came along, the greatest wrestling trivia player that we have. And held his own and was even in the lead going out of round one. It was never going to underestimate him again. Did it feel good to see him lose? Yeah, it did. I'm not a big fan of being stabbed in the back, and it definitely soothed my pain a little bit. But yeah, I'm never going to count him out. He's a fighter. He, even though he's 0-8 in IG, the guy's never gonna give up. Like Ryan said, he's Charlie Brown. He's gonna keep kicking that football. One of these days he'll get it. But in terms of wrestling, I think he's actually proved to be a threat. You cannot call him a joke. You can call him a joke in the other leagues maybe, but not in wrestling. You can't take him lightly anymore.
No.
It was a great match. I want to say that he only lost by 2 or 3 points. It was really close. I believe it was 16-18 or something like that. It was a really good match. Yeah, that's all I got on that. What was the other question?
No, I think that was it.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay, moving on to Thursday. This is our last match of the week. This was Nico, the Cosmic Night Fury, Suave Rigoli taking on the Maestro, Jake Marignoni, and what was overall like a pretty fun match. Like guys that admittedly had a huge hole in their IG game in terms of Lord of the Rings. But yeah, Nico got the or sorry, not Nico. Jake got the TKO win. But before I get to anything, I have to address whoever made Nico's pre match like hype video or whatever. That was awesome. Like that was for me that was the highlight of the match. I got to kick it over to Mark first. What were your thoughts on the match? Did you get a chance to watch it? Or?
Oh yeah. I've definitely watched it, and I gotta give props to Nico for "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan, one of my favorite Disney movies. For his theme, for that video there, "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan once again.
Yeah.
What an awesome song. And with the match itself, it was very back and forth between two guys who are relatively uneasy when it comes to IG. Nico, like, not to take anything away from Nico, like, but he knows that he's definitely weak in a good amount of the IG categories. Star Wars is definitely one of his peaks, and both of them were able to hit their specialties in round two, with the player's choice for Jake and Star Wars for Nico when it comes to scores and soundtracks for Jake. But like once again, I just gotta ask a question. What's the competitive average for round three when it comes to the quotes?
That would be a good question
Because
for.
it definitely seems like if like most people, if they get going in having to ask their first quote, answer their first quote question, a lot of people don't get it right, get enough points right to continue on. I'm just wondering what's the competitive nature of round three. It's like I think it was more. I personally think it was better with the IMDb round, but just like round three is not that competitive.
Okay, that's a fair opinion. That's a fair point. All right, over to mashed potatoes. What are your thoughts on Mark's comments, and what are your thoughts on the match overall?
My thoughts on Mark's comments. I don't know. There's I think I like round three a lot. In terms of the average, I'd say 6 points is probably the average that we've seen so far, of for one player. And I don't know. Could it be tweaked? Sure. I'm definitely down to take some advice on how to make it better, but it's a new thing, and a lot less people are screaming about it than were about the IMDb round. So I'm pretty happy with it. In terms of the match, and I'll say one more thing about round three. The thing that I like about it is that it's not necessarily something that you can just look up on IMDb and get lucky. Like you have to have seen these movies to be able to name these things, and if nothing else, that's why I do these kinds of things, is to get people to watch movies that I like. So I think it definitely gives an edge to people that have watched the movies recently and know their stuff and know characters and actors. It's more difficult than just studying an IMDb page, and that's what I like about it. In terms of the match, it was really good, I thought. Like Mark said, they both got their strengths. I was a little surprised that Jake went with scores and soundtracks, honestly, but it worked out pretty well for him. And then Nico getting Star Wars, that's that's the one thing we all know that he loves. So that was a good break for him. And he just couldn't pull it out in round three. I I don't know if it's just too new or we need to test things out. I'm like I said again, I'm totally open to workshopping it and trying to make it better. But in terms of that match, I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. I think Jake would have won it. Regardless, like he's just an overall stronger competitor, and that's not taking anything away from Nico. Like he knows what he knows. He's just got more gaps. And he'll be the first one to admit it that he's got those gaps in his knowledge. Overall, it was a good match, and I had a good time watching it. I don't know about everybody else.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. I gotta kick it over to Haven next. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe after round 2, it was fairly close. Like it might have been like 3 or 4 points in the difference, or something along those lines. I know Nico right off the bat, his quote, like he didn't ask for anything. He just went right for it. Haven, do you think that maybe Nico got a little bit aggressive in round 3? Should he have taken a more conservative approach, or just what were your thoughts? I know you've competed. I know you've teamed up with Nico in the past. What were your thoughts on his overall performance?
If I'm not mistaken, that was both of their debuts, right? In IG.
I believe so.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and it was it was a different format, and that's the great thing about this league is that every division is a different format, so you might not adjust your first time. And I thought it was a good match. It was a fun, good match for 2 new guys stepping in the ring in IG. And Nico played tough. Nico, he's not going to give up. He's going to play till the end. He's never going to tap out. And for his first match, new format for him. I thought he played well. And Jake, Jake's a strong competitor, and I can see him kicking some more ass, and across the board in movies and in IG, because he is a strong competitor.
All right, and then over to Ryan as well. And once again, Jake of an Alpha Alliance member, getting the W. I think it's pretty safe to say that that Alpha Alliance definitely has their has IG in their hindsights pretty well. I mean, you have Chance is your champion. Robert's 2-0. You got Jake has his W. He'll probably get another one. You got Kane. I mean, the list goes on. Do you feel that Alpha Alliance could easily turn into IG Alliance?
What? Keep ourselves in the cruiserweight division? I don't think so. We can be cruiserweights. We can also be heavyweights too. We can go all Ivan Drago on this thing, and we must break them. Well, we will. But as far as Jake winning, yeah, my boy Jake. You're my boy Jake. Congrats to my boy Jake. So proud of that young man. That kid is so much younger than me, but yet he's got more knowledge than 25 of me put together. This guy is a beast from the East. He's the captain of the West. I mean, this guy just got it all. He's a total package. So, yeah, as far as IG, yeah, we are a threat in that division, but we're also a threat in other divisions within certain leagues too. So we'll see how it goes down the line. We got, 1 belt already, and we got a few more belts coming in our way. So, yeah, we're putting the leagues on notice. Just watch your back, because you never know when the Alpha
Jake
Alliance
just chimed in saying he loves you, Ryan.
Who was that?
Jake.
Thank you, Jake. You're welcome, man. You're the man, Jake. You're the man. We love you guys. We love everybody. It doesn't matter where you're from. He's such a good kid. He's got like a gajillion movie posters on his wall or something. It's crazy what he's got. This guy's got so much knowledge. He's got more than the what is it called? Gray Stokes Almanac from 2015. Man, this guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That actually segues nicely. Mark, over in the chat, what's anything going on there? Any additional comments people were adding?
Just give me 1 quick second.
Sure.
This segment of Ask Questions is brought to you by the following. No, I'm kidding. If you need me to cut more promos, just ask Smash.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say Papa John's Pizza for
Papa John's
not here.
Better ingredients.
Are you serious, mashed potatoes? Are you under the impression that we have better ingredients and better pizza with Papa John's? Is that true?
Type Jackable Trivia into the promo code to receive 20% off your next order.
I could go for a. I haven't had Papa John's in a while, Caleb. Thanks for bringing that
I
up.
wish.
Oh,
No problem. That was just in honor of Tim, who always
I know.
is hawking.
Oh
He
yeah,
is, yeah.
yeah. Papa John. They should call it Papa Tim's, man. Papa Tim's.
Okay, so I have a quick question while Mark is getting the chat going here. A simple like one sentence thing. Black Panther. When are you going to see it?
I'm going to see it really soon. Please do not spoil it. Please do not spoil this movie.
We're not.
I seen it yesterday.
I have not seen it yet.
Seen it yesterday. Caleb, what do you see it?
Probably probably sometime this week, middle of the week, like Tuesday or Wednesday.
I'll probably see it this coming weekend. Next weekend.
Yeah, I'll be seeing it tomorrow afternoon.
Congratulations! At least one of us is seeing it on opening weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I saw it earlier today,
I hate you.
I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to spoil anything other than I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Cannot wait to see that movie. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Mark, what's going on in the chat?
Anything?
Okay, right now, Tim just asked me to join in, so Tim's going to hop on for a quick second.
Oh.
There was Nasario asked a question that I guess like rank the View Askew universe from best to worst. So if you guys want to hop on with that for the Kevin Smith movies.
Oh, I
haven't seen
a lot of Kevin Smith movies.
Wait, what was that about the View Askew movies?
Nasario was asking about that a little earlier, and I told him I'd save it for when we get to the Q&A because he was asking for my list.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
beats me.
and talking about the IG. There's a lot about that.
Yeah, that's good.
Jake saying he loves Ryan.
Yeah, so nice.
Grant's talking when it comes to that. Like, basically, it depends on how deep cut they go with the quotes. It needs to be famous quotes. Unlike a quote saying, "Hey, taxi." Someone named Hashtagger. I'm not sure who Hashtagger is, but it's still a better love story than Twilight.
Hashtagger also asks who's going to win the title for in the movie league.
Yeah.
Do we think anybody's taking it away from Jeremy?
Grant was also asking about that. Also, Grant has a good chance. I was definitely.
We didn't. That was. Oh, I guess we can answer fan questions or league questions.
That's what we're doing right now.
Tim's going to talk about that.
Tim. I want to thank Copster is making his midnight appearance here.
Yeah,
Copster,
how you doing? Real quick to all of you schmucks here. Besides Caleb, how you doing, buddy? I love you, buddy. Save the promotional whoring for the professionals, Ryan.
That's fine.
Yeah, save the promotional shameless plugs for the professionals.
That's all right, man.
Budweiser helps get you drunk.
Oh God,
it does.
At least you're not drinking water, Bud Light. So
yeah. All right, guys. So now on to our next topic of conversation.
Sorry.
So we're not going to answer that question.
Oh yeah.
Take it?
Oh yeah.
Just going to take it from the.
We got breaking news.
Oh,
really?
Kane, the Hurricane. Better stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. Has spoiled Black Panther. Black Panther is in Black Panther. That's breaking news.
Oh wow.
All right.
That is such groundbreaking news. They should put
All
it
right,
on film.
let's answer the damn question.
Hey, what was the question?
What is the question? Someone repeat it. Give me
Who's
going to
take the belt from the Atom? Who can
nobody.
take the belt
Jeremy's
from the
gonna,
Atom?
I think
Jeremy's going to hold on to us.
I think the answer is pure and simple. Nobody. He's the Dan Murrell / Goldberg of the entire league.
Yeah.
Oh, you poor hapless souls! It's gonna be the comic book lad, Gregory.
Yeah.
I think you might literally need to take. I think you might need to taser Jeremy to get that title off him.
Yeah, really.
You also got to think. When's the last time he's actually competed? Now, I mean, come on.
Has he been sitting on the shelf for a while?
In our neck of the woods, he hasn't competed since he won the belt.
Yeah.
Off of Gil.
Well,
in all honesty, as someone that's very close to both the competitors, it's going to be a hell of a match. without a doubt, it's going to be a really good competitive match. It's extremely hard to pick a winner. Jeremy, yes, he's been on the sidelines since November with their Faction Wars event. But in all honesty, Jeremy's still very, very active. And there will be trivia and Full Metal trivia. He's the question writer. He's the question writer. He's always constantly thinking about movies. Grant's a machine.
Ooh.
It's going to be a hell of a match. I can't pick a winner. I just want to see the match itself.
I mean, I absolutely would have.
I'll be there. I'll be there to watch that.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely would have been there. The first person to say, like, oh, Robert could take it from him. I think Robert could. And Grant came out and whipped him. Like, okay, didn't whip him, but, like, was the first person in our league to defeat him and defeat him twice. Took him out twice. Like, I don't think you can. I don't think anybody can really try and doubt Grant Gregory anymore.
Nope.
Like, that guy knows his stuff. You can look at the free-for-all. Look at how long he went. He almost went the distance with Sandy. If Sandy hadn't done his own XX5XX, he could have been in that final with you, Ryan. Like, it.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing up my losses.
Epic.
Thanks.
No problem. I'm always
And by the way,
do that
Grant is in the chat saying that he's got a taser. So
Don't tase me, bro.
I was going to say Cal Prod,
I
and
had to bring up the
Sean's
pop
going to come
culture
in like
reference.
Scott Hall.
Ooh, Scott Hall, is he going to give us
So
the
Scott's
outsider's
gonna come in
edge?
drunk.
No, the Cal taser.
Yeah, it was the Cal Taser, Taze Goldberg, and then Kevin
Yeah.
Nash.
Right.
I know.
Yep. I wish I could have been there to see that match live. That was in D.C. It was only an hour away from me back in the day. Oh, my God.
Oh shit!
Dang.
Thanks for bringing
All
that
right.
up, guys.
But
I got
I,
Starcade on VHS.
I also think that Sean could be a pretty major threat to the title, and like, I don't know, I've hit a slump, I guess, but I'm definitely coming for that title as well.
We're all
look
coming
out,
for the
y'all.
belt, mashed
Screwed.
potatoes.
I just want to know the match. I'm just throwing that out there.
I
Yeah,
just
been
want
a
to
long
commentate
time
during the
since I've
match.
had
That's
a
what I
match.
want.
absolutely.
I want to be
Okay.
the Jim Ross of this thing.
Any other questions, Mark, before we get to our next topic?
Yeah, Grant saying Sean will be a champ one day. Capital Mark, my words. So I guess that's a shout out. Yeah, Kane, there Hurricane saying chance has a chance too, which he very much does. Hunter will beat Jeremy just from Kane. Hunter will beat Jeremy just you watch. We will inject him with movie steroids.
Oh, God. Is that such a thing? Movie steroids? I haven't heard that one.
I don't think
Oh,
there's
yeah.
enough.
Kane
We're gonna
saying
give him the
that-
limitless pills.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that stuff called? NZT. NZT. That's what we need.
You might as well
Yeah.
give him the whole plane instead of the bottle.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
Point, TM Smith.
Ryan's the hype man because
Thank
you're
you.
you're hyper.
Thank you
Oh,
so
yeah.
much.
That's
Thank
why
you.
we love
I
you.
feel honored. Thank you.
Um,
I'll take it
All
in
right,
stride.
Okay,
do you guys want to do the view askew? Ranking view askew for Nasario?
Sure.
Sure,
Yeah.
I can do
I
that.
still have no idea what the hell that is. But
I don't even know what that
It's-
is.
I
The Jay and Silent
couldn't
Bob
give a list,
movies.
but I'd hop in. I wouldn't be able to give a list.
Specifically, the Jay and Silent Bob movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen any of them, so I can't
Oh.
comment.
What?
No,
Oh my
I couldn't.
God.
I know.
comment
You
on it.
haven't seen Clerks, Mallrats,
No.
Dogma,
No.
Chasing Amy,
Nope.
friggin'
Clerks
Bits
2.
and pieces of them on TV.
Clerks
Fine,
2,
Bob.
Jersey Girl.
Change.
What
Damn
was
it,
the last
Jersey
one you
Girl.
said, mashed
Jersey
potatoes?
Girl, that was absolute crap. But
Yeah.
Hey,
Pretty
I
sure they
love
were
Jersey
in that
Girl,
for a
dude.
second. But I don't
Jersey
think that was
Girl.
technically View Askew.
No, it
Oh,
wasn't.
Jay and
It
Silent
wasn't,
Bob
but I-
Strike Back.
But I still
Yeah.
like Jersey Girl.
Okay,
I
let's
mean, hey,
let's
of
do a
course.
quick ranking.
it had my
for-
girl Liv Tyler in it, so
Okay, number one. Can we agree on the first Clerks movie?
As number one?
Yeah.
ooh,
Just because of the, I guess, nostalgia, but also just for everything that the first one did.
this is where Ryan sits in his corner.
I
Yeah,
don't
same.
think I could put that at number one, honestly.
Really?
It's it's a great movie, but
Oh.
I like there's some that spoke to me way more. I mean,
Yeah,
specifically
I
like
can.
being a comic nerd, like
Yeah, for Mallrats. Yeah.
Mallrats was like way more my jam.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Just like I just think because of nostalgia and what the first Clerks movie's done, that's why I rank it number one.
Absolutely, like in terms of even the cultural impact of what it
Yeah.
did for independent comedies
Oh yeah.
is like it's incredible. But yeah, I don't know. I just like Mallrats better.
Okay, since
So
since
should
I
we
think
just
it's
do like
just
personal top fives or whatever?
yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
just because it's me and you, just for Nasario. I think we're just get this done quickly.
Okay.
I'll let you go first.
Well, I think we can definitely say Dogma's dead last.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it's a lot of fun, but
yeah, it is. But yeah,
then I think I'd go Dogma, Clerks 2, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Clerks. Oh wait, I missed one. Chasing Amy, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Clerks, Mallrats. There you go.
yeah. For the most part, unfortunately, I love Dogma, but like, yeah, that would be last. Chasing Amy, yeah. Jane Silent Bob, then Clerks 2, Mallrats, and Clerks. For me.
Perfectly fair. And now that everybody else is asleep because
Yeah.
apparently nobody likes Kevin Smith, which is like, what?
I know.
What's wrong with you people?
As
Oh
they
no,
say,
I
as
was
they
sitting
say in
silently,
message,
even though I was giving my opinion, you know.
as they say in message boards. Next question.
Pretty well. All right, guys. I know that Haven and Caleb are out here as well. They have some news to bring up in their respective neck of the woods. I want to go to Haven first. Haven, I know you have some rankings over at MTS, and I'm sure that you have a bunch of other stuff. So the floor is yours, man.
All right, I'm gonna do the top 8 because before we get to that, we got 5 new players. 5 new players that have 1-0 records. We have Lucas, we have Jeffrey, Brian, Danny, and Matt. All these guys came in.
Jeff, not Jeffrey.
No, Jeff.
No, he's 1-1. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right. So all these people are 1-0, and we still have Jim, who's 1-0. Jim Green. So he's gonna have a match 2 weeks from now. So look out for that. He's gonna get back in the ring. All right, number 8 on the list is Caleb Mashed Potatoes with a record of 3-3.
God damn it.
Number 7 on the list is your boy Haven the Villain with a record of 2-1. And number 6.
Boo.
Number 6 is Sue Brath with a record of 2-1. And then from 5, we have
Two breaths in there.
we have Dylan. We have a tie with Dylan, Robert, and Grant that are all 2-0.
Grant should be 3. Actually.
Grant's 3-0.
Yeah. Grant's 3-0. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, Grant is 3-0. Yeah.
Yeah, I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's why we have a admin team. Okay, good catch.
Let's see.
I was wondering about that too, Cub.
So you beat the Hobbit. Trying to find the other ones.
Because I know when he competed against Robert, he was when he competed against Robert, they were both 2-0.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. Oh shit. Okay. So all right. So right now, at number 4 and 5, we have Robert at 2-1. Shit. Yeah, Robert 2-1. All right. So Robert is 5, Dylan is 4, and then we have at a 2 tied for number 2, we have Sean 3-0. We have Grant at 3-0, and we have Chance at 3-0.
Yep.
And our champion is Jeremy Adams with 3-1.
Absolutely. That's good. That's good. Good.
Hey,
Everything.
Haven,
Oh.
I'm 2-1. Where do I rank on there? Because I've only got a loss to Robert.
Mark. Where are you?
I haven't competed since November. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
I'll
never
do
wrote
it.
you down. That's right.
That's what happens when you take a sabbatical.
Well,
Yeah. So you'll be so you'll probably rank you haven't played in a while. I
yeah.
lost the last one, so I'm still gonna be ranked 7th. So I guess you'll be ranked 6th. Or no, excuse me, yeah, since you're added to the list, so it'll be 9
Yeah.
people.
I'm trying
You'll
to
be
be
8.
I just
you'll be 8. You'll be number 8 on the list.
yeah. I just want to be. I'm trying to be as active as I can be.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So
there we go. Grant said Hunter, Russell, and Robert are the 3 people he beat.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Russell and Robert. Okay. I said Hunter. I said, did he beat Hunter? All
Yeah.
right, cool.
Okay.
Did he beat Hunter?
Who hasn't beat Hunter in movies?
Oh, geez, you guys. We just said how much we respect him in wrestling, and now we're going back to calling him a joke.
Okay.
Hunter,
So
you know I
mean.
love you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Unless Haven has any other additional information to for MTS, I'm now going to hand it over to Caleb.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. I just saw that both Grant and Kane said. Oh, okay. So he beat Russell and Hunter in the same match, and then he beat the false Caleb and Robert. So he had a 3-way and then 2 singles.
By the way, can I just say, Caleb, Grant, it's probably best you left it up in the air. Just those victories doesn't seem that impressive. If you left it up in the air, that's more impressive. I'm sorry.
I mean, people would have researched regardless, so I don't think it would have been a mystery.
Nothing against Russell there. It's just when it comes to the False King and Hunter, those 2 victories hurt you.
But he also beat Russell and Robert, so I think that qualifies.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
Grant, you know I love you, buddy. So
what page are we on in the
Mark.
textbook, Caleb? What page are we on?
Okay, we're now on chapter 7 in Inner Geekdom. If you go to page 375, Caleb, would you like to read paragraph 1 and 2, please?
For the class.
Sure. I don't know how.
Nice one, Tim.
How we want to put these up.
Yes,
all right.
we
I
go
think I
over
can
the
do like
page again.
the top 10, I guess.
Yes, the top 10.
All right. So the top 10 as it stands right now is apparently me at 1-0 is number 10 with my beating Sean. Good stuff. Grant is ahead of me. Just points wise, he scored more points, so his 1-0 record is higher than mine. And then number 9 is Scotty Stokes, who we haven't seen in a while. But I'd like to see him back. It's gonna be fun. I know he wanted to play the former champ freaking Fun Size. So Scott versus Fun Size, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, so he's number 8 with a 2-2 with 1 TKO. Then Woodburn is number 7 with 2-2 with 2 TKOs. Then we got number 6. Oh, see, I don't know. I need to talk to Kane about this again. All right, I'll just read this how it is. Sorry. Number 6 is Robert, 2-0 with 2 TKOs. Number 5 is Sandy, 3-2 with 1 KO, but 2 TKOs. So all 3 of his wins have come from a knockout of some sort. RJ is 3-3 with 1 KO and 1 TKO. Alex is 2-1 at number 3. Steve Funsize is 2-1 with 1 KO and 1 TKO. Leo, the former champ, is at number 1 with 3-1, one KO, and Chance is our champion with 5-0 with 2 TKOs and 1 KO. Or no, 2 KOs, 1 TKO.
Okay. Awesome,
So
awesome.
that's
Good
a
to hear.
freaking murderer's row of IG players, and then we've got another 13 ranked competitors right now, and more newcomers coming all the time. Yeah, we got another newbie match coming next Thursday with Cody versus Ed Sale.
Ed Sale, Atomic Ed Sale.
Nice.
Hashtag Royal Flush.
And we're also going to get Robert and Fun Size, who have the same record. We're going to have them jockey for some positions. So this might get some rankings mixing up there, and also some more new guys.
Hey, I'm sorry. Can I? Woodburn, you're going down just so I can whoop False King. I need to defeat you so I can defeat the False King.
No, you need to lose. You need to lose so you have the same record as him. So you can.
I was told I have to win. I have to win.
Okay, wait a minute here. Mark, I mean, like this is kind of breaking news to me. You want to play the false kill? Is that right?
That's breaking news.
I feel like
this is breaking news to you, Brooklyn. It's breaking news. Also, the sky is blue and water is wet.
That's whoa. What's going on here? Am I on planet Earth right now? All right,
man. There are so many people who want a shot at that False King, man.
there is quite literally a lineup.
I mean, Caleb over here is talking about a murderer's row. There's literally a murderer's row of people who want a shot at that False King who's going to bow at my feet. He's going to bow at freaking Mark's feet. He's going to bow at everybody's feet, man. Yeah. It's coming.
Hey, I want to make this straight. I've been calling him out. I look back on it. July 27th. 2017 is when I first started calling him out.
Wow, he never answers. He never answered your call. That is so rude of people. So rude.
All right, guys, moving on. We gotta not wrap it up, but we got to keep this within the like the 3 hour mark pretty well. Unless Caleb has anything else going on IG, I'm actually gonna hand the floor over now to Tim. Tim, any TV news you wanted to bring up?
Well, it'll probably just be a late match because TV is coming back. We just had to rework a day because somebody forgot scheduling. Wasn't me for once, but it's going to be a late one since it'll just be uploaded. We'll just tape it and upload it. It'll be uploaded Monday. So it's not going to conflict with any music, but just so we can get this started, we can get this match out of the way. Then we can get on to the semifinals, then to the finals. And I really hope, because Brooklyn, you're the only one to enter any brackets for that. I really hope you don't win that gift card.
Mark, you better win that championship over Sandy.
I'll try my best.
Haven, you better beat Mark on TV, and I will rig it for you. Just give me a list of your shows. Now, the newest match coming will be the last match from the second round. It'll be the first round from Jim and Sandy, a rematch in TV because Jim first beat Sandy, but Sandy came back with a fire inside of him, and that's really from there you can see that's when it picked up, and you saw his rise, and especially the last culmination with the free-for-all when he won the thing. So
yeah,
I think he's coming back for Jim. I think he wants Jim's head on a goddamn pike, but that's just the way I'm seeing it.
All right, and then just some quick jukebox news. We're gonna get back into a regular schedule. Monday is gonna be the top 10 rappers with Chance Ellison, good buddy of mine, Corey Duguay, very TM Smith, and maybe false Caleb. We actually do have a couple guys looking to get on that. So if he's not able to make it, that spot will be easily filled. And then next week after that, there will be 2 matches going up. One will be taped and one will be live. The taped match will be Mashed Potatoes taking on the great Gonzo himself, Zach Ford. And then the live match that day will be a much anticipated match for me. It'll be Luca Hope Fallon Madden taking on Grant Gregory. Grant's going to get his feet wet over in Jukebox Trivia. So I'm really looking forward to that match. I think just in terms of testing, those guys have passed with flying colors. So I'm interested to see how that goes.
Brooklyn, can I interrupt for 1 second?
Go on.
Kane, just so you stop hounding me about this and probably everyone else, but you're the most vocal right now. Kane, the Arrowverse in TV, that'll happen after the tournament that I've stated plenty of times. Calm down. You'll get to see it, if not be a part of it. Breathe. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes he gets overexcited. I just
Also, a little side note. I'm sure I can speak with the rest of the guys here when I say thank you, Cade, for the thumbnails. The thumbnails have been looking fucking spot on. They look really nice. So yeah, a little round of applause to Cade McMillan for doing those. Those are beautiful. All right, guys. On to our next topic of conversation. We're gonna quickly go over the matches over the Schmodown. Of course, we would not be here if it wasn't for Christian and Mark's creation at a pizza parlor in Anaheim. They had 3 matches this week. Some pretty good ones. Tuesday was the Inner Geekdom newbie 5-way match. You had Adam Black, Mike Carlson, Keaton. What's your last name? The guy who won, and
I think it was Kiki Martin or Martin.
Keaton Martin. Something like that.
No,
anyways,
Mark Donica was in that too.
Mark Donica.
And Adam Hellevac of Hyper RPG.
Yeah, I just recently listened to his show with Ken Knapsack on the Knapsack Files, and I didn't know a lot about him when he was on Superhero News, but I have a lot more respect for him now, just to hear kind of his backstory. So my quick overall thoughts on that match. I think it kind of started out kind of slow. But then it really kind of picked up. It was definitely back and forth in terms of round 2 and round 3. Oh, Koi Jandra was the other one. He finished that.
Koi Jandrew, yeah. Crazy Koi.
Yeah, from Marvel Movie News.
Yeah.
With the Captain America bathrobe.
So personally, in my opinion, I thought the match started out kind of slow, but then it definitely picked up steam in the other later rounds. I mean, this is good for the Geekdom. The more competitors, the better. And I believe the next 5-way will have, I'm sure, probably at least three new competitors. I'm going to kick it over to Mashed Potatoes first, I guess, or as our as the main IG guy. Are you excited to see this influx of new IG competitors?
Yeah, I guess. It's always nice to see them taking IG more seriously, especially since that's sort of was that's what most people I'm having trouble. Sort of what most people gravitate to when they first come in, especially, or at least to our league, is Inner Geekdom. And it's nice to see that getting a little more respect. And, they're saying maybe one a month, which is, a huge improvement over what was it last year? 4 or 5 matches all year,
pretty well.
which was kind of ridiculous if you ask me. Just in terms of if you've got a belt, you should play it some. But it's great that they're doing more. I look forward to hearing more of the questions that I've written. Almost the exact wording being credited to Chris Galiski means that his mind and mine work similarly, and I'm happy about that.
Hey, you can say this. At least he's stealing from the best, right?
All right, now let's take it over to TM. What were your overall thoughts on the match, and did you have a favorite going into it?
I mean, for this match, it was like what we talked about. There was only one returning player, so you kind of have that expect. You think Coy's going to have it, but I mean, there were a lot of surprise entries with this, and they all did very well. They all had their where they kind of placed up into the rankings. I kind of wish in the future they would do more instead of like 5-way matches. Maybe once their Patreon gets kicked on, and they can feed hungry children. Oh wait, that's Hunter. I'm sorry. Once their Patreon can get started, maybe they can do maybe every other week give us an Inner Geekdom match to maybe help, flush it out more where you're not having so many 5-ways or 3-ways all the time just to get people in. Maybe you could see something like that. But I mean, it was a good match overall. What was his I cannot pronounce his last name. I never get it right.
Havlak or
Halavak?
Yeah, he did very well, and I could see him moving up in the rankings. I really hope he doesn't team up with those dastardly Patriots in the Lions Den. I really hope he stays away from that nonsense. But
I believe you're thinking
I believe you're referring to Mark Donica.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the guy with the power glove.
Another question I had for Tim, as the Harry Potter expert that you are, what do you feel was how do you feel about the ruling on that last question that Keaton got?
I don't really have any misruling with it. Sometimes that happens, and that's why you have the judges calling up there. Sometimes it goes in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. It didn't go in her favor, but it happens. That's the way it is. And I know everyone's going to have their opinion on it. You're going to have sides going for it, sides going against it. But, they had their judges in place. They had it set up. They made their decision. They stuck with it. I don't blame them for that. It happens. Trust me, we've had it in plenty of matches like that. And you just go with it. And she still did very well for showing. I thought the weakest performance in that match was Coy, surprisingly, but it was still a good match all around for that match. And that's pretty much my thoughts.
I think you missed the first part of my question as the Harry Potter expert, but
oh no, I heard your part on that. I
just
ignored it because you're being a douchebag right now about that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, over to Ryan. Just seeing in the banter here, I feel like you had a vested interest in this competition. What were your overall thoughts, and who do you want to see compete next?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that it's great that the Movie Trivia Showdown is back. Season 5 looks really, really good. I like the change in graphics. I like the change in the presentation a little bit. The tone has been changed around just a little bit, and you've added new competitors here and there, which is fantastic. I love that. As far as Inner Geekdom, this Fatal 5-Way, I should say, goes, this was a fun match to watch. And some of the new talent they brought in, I mean, some of the characters they were portraying are a little, okay, whatever. But some of them were pretty good. And it was good to see Coy Jandrew. I like his passion. It was good to see him back. But Adam Halavak, man, this guy in the pre- and post-match interviews, I should say, you can tell this guy's on a mission. He wants in so bad. He wants a shot at that belt. He's hungry. He's a monster. He's a beast. He wants that hunger. He wants to satisfy his hunger, and that hunger can only be satisfied by getting a shot at Jason Justice Inman for that Inner Geekdom title, which who knows, that may come somewhere down the line. But as far as the post-match interview with Donica, talking to those sniveling little weasels, those pathetic team champions known as the Losers Den, the Patriots, dude, Mark, if you're going to join up with the Losers Den, you're going to lose a lot of favor. You're going to lose a lot of credibility. You're going to lose a lot of fans.
Wow.
Yeah, laugh it up there, Harley Quinn. As if you haven't already. As soon as he said, "I want to keep talking to you" backstage, I was like, "Dude, you just sold your soul to the devil. How dare you?" But Adam Halovac, Adam, I want you to get back in that ring. I want you to compete. I want you to get a title shot somewhere down the line. Would love to see that happen. But yeah, it was a great match overall. It was fun to watch. I look forward to seeing more Inner Geekdom matches as we go throughout the course of this season. And props to the people behind the scenes working, because the graphics and the way scores are kept and just everything entirely, the production is just so good. It's like it's gone up to we've turned it up to 11. So I'm very proud of that. So kudos to Christian and everybody working at Movie Trivia Schmodown. You guys rock.
I understood that reference. That'd be the Rob Reiner classic. This is Spinal Tap. All right, I had a question for Haven, but I guess he left. I'm not sure if he's coming back, but hopefully he does. All right, so we'll move on to the celebrity match. That was the Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah.
My
Bruce
quick
Campbell,
thoughts,
yeah.
my quick thoughts on this, to quote the YouTube great Jeremy Jellins, would have been a better time if I was drunk. I feel like the celebrity aspect, I don't know if they were half in the bag or they were just kind of folding it in. Like, it was entertaining, but yeah, I feel like I needed like a couple drinks in me to make it to be on our level of enjoyability.
Okay, so I just have to check it out as soon as I get off the call with you guys.
Yeah. Caleb, Mashed Potatoes, if you're still kicking around, what were your overall thoughts on that match?
So I still haven't seen this match. I'm a little behind.
Okay.
It was so good.
Yeah. I mean, like, it came out on an off day, and it's just like, I haven't gotten a chance to catch up.
Sure.
Been busy. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna react to it like tonight or tomorrow, because I'm a madman who doesn't sleep.
You don't sleep? Ugh.
What's
You're not human?
Barely ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Can find me on the chat all the time. But as far as I want to touch on that, what Ryan was saying, like, yes, they have, like, the Schmodown has stepped up their game in terms of graphics, in terms of competition, in terms of the people they're getting in. I think this is going to be an absolutely great year. And, like, man, like, if people aren't watching or people are dropping off, like, they're idiots, because this is, like, already they've had some of the greatest matches that they've ever done, I feel like, with the JT. I don't include Kalinowski in that. The JTE versus Cushing match was incredible. Like, they're busting their asses. They're doing great stuff. And dude, bringing on freaking Bruce Campbell to host the show, or to, like, co-host the show, and like, bringing in the Evil Dead celebrities, like, that's awesome. Like, I'm so glad that happened. It's an underrated show, and, like, those movies are, like, a huge part of my life. So I'm so happy it happened. And, like, I just kind of want to mimic what Ryan was saying, that, like, yes, watch the freaking Schmodown. It's amazing, and, like, you guys are doing a great job. If you ever see this, Christian and the rest of you guys over at Collider, like, you're doing amazing things.
I would hope they are, but I have to be honest here. That they probably aren't. But Christian and Breck, if you are watching this, I mean, like this show isn't on without you guys and the work that you've done. So kudos to the work that you've done in the past 5 seasons. I mean, it's only going to go up. The next question that I have, I'm gonna take it over to Ryan. John, this is the first time we've seen John step back in singles in quite a bit. Do you think that he is gonna slowly creep his way back into singles, or is this a one-off kind of deal?
It was just a one-off kind of deal. I didn't watch this particular match because, first of all, I've never seen an Evil Dead movie. Second of all, I don't watch Ash versus Evil Dead because I haven't seen the movies. And 3, the only reason I like Bruce Campbell in any capacity is because he was on one of the best shows in TV history. It's one of the great spy shows. It was called Burn Notice.
Freaking Burn Notice.
He played Sam Axe / Chuck Finley, and I love that show, and I will always love him for that show. But I didn't watch this match because I really just don't care because I haven't seen an Evil Dead movie. I know. Come at me in the chat room right now. I don't
I'll
care.
come at you right now.
Yeah, I mean seriously. But no,
Go
this
watch
is,
Army of
yeah,
Darkness if nothing else.
Yeah, I
Army
know.
of Darkness.
I know. Respectfully, I got to pass on this one. But as far as John Schnepp goes, yeah, he's a one-trick pony. That guy can, if he wants to come back for another match in like 5 years, that's fine. But he's made it abundantly clear on episodes of Movie Talk and his show Heroes, which, by the way, he does a good job on both.
Yeah, Heroes is phenomenal.
Heroes is great because him, he's a diehard sweaty. He's just going to stay sweaty, and the way he stays sweaty is by just kicking tail and taking names on the show Heroes with his fellow panelists, whoever is on there with him. So, yeah, he's not coming back anytime soon. This was just a one-time thing because it's Bruce Campbell and he loves the Evil Dead.
Yeah. All right, so the next question. So the next question I have for Tim, we got this glimpse of a potential horror themed match, one that I think would do well. I think horror is a category that, with the exception of like your Clark Wolfs, your Mark Rileys, your Perry Nemiroffs, even your Jeff Snyders, that doesn't really get touched on quite a bit. So I think they have that potential to have the horror league. If they do plan to go that route, I mean, like, you think about the franchises that have like 10, 12 sequels added onto their list. So the question that I have to you, Tim, do you see the Schmoedown having a horror division? Let's say in the next year.
I don't know, because I mean it's more of like a niche type of thing right now until you actually
have competitors though. In Collider, you would have your competitors.
But still, you'd have to get a feeling out to see how much more market you could get for it before you could do like a regular thing. You could make niche matches of it, like the celebrity match, which I love because Ash versus Evil Dead is such, like, I agree with Caleb. It's so underrated. It is a great show, and I hate horror. I do not shy away from that because I am a wuss with horror. I will not shy away from that, but I love Evil Dead. I love Ash versus Evil Dead. I love this match more for just a banter of just Bruce just cutting loose, as you see on certain things. But to get back to your question, maybe next season you might see more of it, but I still think you need to get a full more count instead of just having a few competitors. Yes, you could start off small. Star Wars did that as well, and so did Intergeekdom. But I think it would take longer for it to rise up with horror-themed matches, I would say. That's just my opinion of it, because I feel TV is the same way. But I think with horror, you need to get more of a feel out. Yes, you do have with Clark Wolf, with John Schnepp, with Mark Riley, yes, Jeff Snyder. You know, you have a few competitors there, but to really grow it into its own league, you need to get a few more competitors, I would say, for it.
Yeah. And the ones that I would add to that list is pretty well the wangers. You could add on like Copster, Cody Hall. I think Ace is really good at horror as well. Perry Nemiroff would be a good one if she ever wanted to venture back in. And the thing that bugs me is that, like, Star Wars is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's eight movies, I believe. Yeah, no, it's
I believe there's 10. There are 10 movies.
There are 10 movies.
Hold on, are we counting the Clone Wars?
Yeah,
unfortunately, we are counting that piece of garbage. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of
I mean, I get that Star Wars is this big thing, and like I'm not a huge I'm not this massive Star Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I like with horror, there are more movies tenfold that you could you would have questions for days. So I would like to see either that or I mentioned this. I mentioned this last year. Like before I joined the league, I remember putting a post on. Even if they just had gimmick matches, like throughout the season, like have that be parity records. So, for instance, say if it was like Roca and who else is really good in westerns? Like, be like, hey, I want to challenge you to a westerns match.
Well, I mean, Brooklyn, if you think about it, with the celebrity matches, they do kind of do that. It is kind of themed. I mean, yeah, you could go more, like you said, with westerns. Like, let's say, I don't know, they remake The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly or something. They remake a classic western. Or they remake the Man with No Face or No Name trilogy.
The Man with No Face trilogy.
The Man with No Face.
Yeah. No.
Are you telling me the DC?
It's almost
Ryan will like this. Ryan will like this reference. Are you telling me that the DC hero, The Question, will be getting his own trilogy? Is that a scoop that you have?
It's almost 1 a.m. Fuck you guys. But
hey,
like
it's pretty old 2 a.m. here. No excuses.
Yeah, but like I'm saying is, they can smartly do that with their celebrity ones because they have a celebrity and a Schmodown competitor play.
Yeah.
Like, let's say a new Western is made, you could do that and just go hardcore on Westerns, or a new sci-fi, you could do it with sci-fi. I think you could successfully tie that in with the celebrity ones and then see how they would do on their own for like their own separate with just the competitors and no celebrities.
I'll bring up this one last point and then we'll move on. The only reason that I disagree with that is because the celebrity matches don't count towards the overall record. That's the only reason that I disagree with that. But yeah, moving on. That. Yeah, moving on.
By the way, Grant Gregory definitely wants to see an Unforgiven TV series. I got to give him props on that. That would be great.
Ooh.
That would be cool. Also, hashtagger said, God, no, how sucky. What's next, musicals?
Yeah, in all honesty.
Yes, I want to see a musicals match. That'd be great.
Brianne Chandler taking on, who would...
They're talking about its own personal league. And honestly, like, if you're a normal person, you get scared of horror. So, Tim, I feel you on this. As someone that is scared of a lot of horror movies, I'm under my bed, hiding from the freaking monsters that I will attack you in your sleep.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's move on to the last match of the week over at Schmodown. That would be Mark Ellis making his return since the Ultimate Showdown tournament and that heartbreaking loss to Stacey Howard against Jeff Snyder, who had a tough break of a loss against Christian Harloff at the Collision. Has everybody had a chance to watch this match before I ask any questions? Caleb hasn't. Okay,
I have not.
Okay.
Great. That means we can't talk about it. Next question.
No, I mean, like, I'll happily put my headset down and you guys can talk about it.
Put everything on mute so you can't hear this.
I think you can be vague about it, Ryan, without ruining it.
Yeah.
You know.
Round two was really good
without spoiling it.
I mean, it's cool. I'll take off for a minute. It's cool.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't know.
Maybe we should just talk about that movie that aired on TV last night. Who knows?
Here are the things that I want to point out. I liked Mark's character and the costume. Like he's great for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like very similar to how Team Modoc is that like they'll have the character and they'll stick to it. So I liked that. I think that was kind of a clever way to get under Jeff's skin.
That was fun.
I don't think it did.
Really?
I don't think the character did.
Yeah. No. I know
from because he lost to JTE, so he was pissed as it was.
Yeah. But yeah, I think guys both had solid efforts. Mark Ellis got directors in round 2. Jeff Snyder got David Fincher. Both had solid performances. They both whiffed on a couple of ones there. on a couple of questions in round 2. Round 1 I found was a lot tougher than the previous ones. I think myself I might have went 3 for 8 in round 1. But over to Ryan first. Without spoiling it, what were your overall thoughts on the match?
Without spoiling a movie trivia Schmodown match. Wow, this is a new task for me. This is going to be easier said than done.
Here. Just wave when you're done, and I'm putting my headphones on.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys, I still have to watch it. So,
Right.
Great.
And we lost 3/4. Thanks, Ryan.
We lost
Hey,
everybody.
We lost
except
3/4
Brooklyn.
of our panelists.
Oh man, am I allowed to spoil this now?
Go
Oh yeah,
ahead.
well,
Go ahead.
their headphones are
Alright.
off. So
Okay, this is the spoiler territory, guys.
all right,
Yeah, I like
spoilers.
the gimmick.
If we had a logo right here,
Yeah, like
we
Wayne's
can't watch
World.
spoilers.
Diddle-doo, spoilers.
You're waving
Um,
your hands. You're probably
Oh,
confusing
sorry.
Caleb.
No, I didn't mean to wave that. I didn't mean to wave. I am not waving. Anyway, yeah, this was it was a good match. It was fun. The wrong person won, and the right person should have, but he fortunately he didn't. But
that is a
Mark Ellis won.
That is a strong disagree on my answer.
Mark
whatever,
Ellis won
whatever.
the match.
I'm not
Wow.
spoiling it, remember? Oh, God. What am I trying to say? Yeah, it was an entertaining match. It wasn't the best in MTS history, but it was fun. And the gimmick that Mark was portraying, I thought was kind of cool. I mean, it got a little old towards the very end, but I understood why he was doing it. Yeah, it was a good match. You know, it was a good match in MTS week, but I think my favorite was the Inner Geekdom match, more so than anything, at least for this week anyway. So, yeah, it was a good match. It was fun. By the way, I was like you, Brooklyn. I got like 3 out of 8 in round 1. It was brutal.
Yeah, I would have went.
They took me to the cleaners.
Yeah, it's Snyder's Fincher. I would have had the exact score that he did. The only one that I didn't know was his girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah, there were some tough questions there, but yeah, it was a decent match. It was fine. I just wish that a certain competitor did better and may have won. But yeah, whatever. Good for you, little weirdo in Snyder. Yeah, whatever. Good luck on keeping those titles because you're going to lose them very soon.
Yeah. Tim,
yeah, that's all. Moving on.
Yeah, Tim, your thoughts on the match and what an appearance.
Let's say that last part again. You kind of broke up that last part.
Oh, Jeff's dad came in with him whenever they did the introductions.
Oh yeah. Okay, I will start off with saying, Mark, this one's for you. You'll get this reference. Ryan reminds me of the old Ultimate Warrior promos, just like out of nowhere. But here's how I'm going to do this without spoiling any outcomes. But yeah, like you said, Jeff's dad was there, which is amazing to see him after the personal tragedy he went through. You know, later last year, I think it was, earlier this year, dealing with the loss of his mother. So it was great seeing his dad. And, you know, I don't think Mark's gimmick, because Mark, every match he has a gimmick, whether it be Baby Carrot, a doctor when he revived the Baby Carrot, or ripping off friends. I don't think it played too much in Jeff's head, which is a first kind of, because Jeff was just focused for this match coming in because, like you said, he lost against Christian Harloff. He wanted that title at that time. He got another chance against JTE. He lost in the tournament. He lost his chance there. So this is really his, I guess, another road to try and get another title shot. So he was focused this match. I mean, the questions you have to expect are going to be tougher because these are two competitors that do know their shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to up the ante a little bit to make them fight for it. And it was overall a good match, regardless who won, who lost, or whatever. It was a good entertainment value and a good overall match for a singles match. So I can't wait for the next one to come out.
All right, I think we're good here to give the old thumbs up to Caleb. I think we're all good.
Caleb.
Yep, that's it. Good job.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
And wow, what a match. All right.
Hey, from what I'm taking from that, I'm glad I'm a Patriots fan.
Ugh,
Oh,
you disgust me.
in the words of Buzz Lightyear, you are a sad, strange little man. You have my
my
pity.
pity. Farewell.
I don't know how you can't be a Patriots fan. I mean, like when you coming into this, like I've not been the greatest Schneider fan, but I've always been a fan of JTE. But like, I've come in and out of liking the Patriots, but you can't deny that they're like the greatest team that has ever played the Schmoedown.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wait,
It's
well,
period.
one second. What, Caleb? Did you say you're a JTE fan?
Yeah, I've always been a JTE fan.
God damn it! How do I hate you now? How can I hate you?
Yeah, see, this we got a bromance going on between Mark
Dude,
and Mashed Potatoes. This is what we deal with on a Saturday night at 2 in the morning.
I've been hashtag everyman's hero all like since 2014. Come on.
Damn it! I can't hate you now. Damn
See,
it.
Caleb,
see,
your
for me-
credibility just went down by like 8.
Here, let me add a thing. Maybe you can hate him on this one, Mark. He doesn't have as many JT isms, so maybe you can hate him more on that.
Hey, I do. I live my life by mispronunciation and bad spelling.
Oh,
Bad spelling.
I did want to announce too. We do have a new rule. The challenge rule has been renamed to the Mark Boric rule. So we have the JTE challenge or the JTE rules and the Mark Boric challenge rule. If you don't know what I'm talking about, rewatch the free for all.
All right. Okay. All right. Before we get on to like a next solution, I have a little question here just to kind of create banter. But Mark, anything else going on in the chat? Any other questions? Or?
Grant has asked me to specifically mention that his comic book trivia, the semifinals are on Monday at 8 p.m. between Grant and Chance. The winner faces Kane in the finals for the comic book trivia, and that'll be on.
You made it to the finals.
Yeah, no.
Dude, Kane is no joke when it comes
yeah.
to comic trivia. When it comes to like specifically comic
books, yes.
Kane is a beast.
Oh yeah, and it is specifically on Mr. Grant Gregory on YouTube and mirrored on Film Nerd TV.
Okay.
So just a quick promo for that, which
Awesome.
that'll be
Yeah.
that'll be an awesome finals. Or sorry, semifinals.
Yeah, that will be.
Apparently, our old channel is just the dumping grounds for like all the other trivia leagues.
I wouldn't.
We've got
necessarily-
Full Metal episodes going in over there. We've got
Wait, what?
there's like they dropped
move on
like
from
2
that,
Full
though.
Metal 5s over there.
Oh, that must have been Chance because he was logged in. Because I know he helps Hunter with some of the YouTube stuff. Oh crap!
with
Really?
their Riverdale reviews and whatnot.
It's called the
Not that
Digital
I'm
World.
calling the comic book league
There are
Inferior.
so many leagues.
dump worthy.
No,
It's
God,
like
no, not at all.
that's a great league. I love watching those matches. So go
Oh, yeah.
check those out also.
And Grant's
Um,
man.
And of course, if you want to see great
Yeah.
cosplay, wait till my next match.
Oh no.
Oh, dear Jesus.
Oh
Ooh.
no. All right, I know what I'm not watching that night.
I'm just gonna start washing my eyes every day so that
I'm
so
gonna,
that
I'm
when
gonna, I'm
the
gonna,
burn
mark
happens,
this,
it's
Wow.
not as
I'm
bad.
gonna mark this on my imaginary Apple Watch, which is right here on my wrist. I'm gonna mark
Well,
that down.
well, no-
Do not watch
My first match, I put a lot of effort into that.
Yes,
Nazario,
you
if
did.
you're
I am
still
not
watching,
watching that match.
You asked earlier when Mark was going to do another cosplay. Now you know.
Great.
There you go.
All right, we know what
All
we're
right.
doing that night.
Yeah. All right. So if there's no questions, I do have a question. February 9th. Crap.
February 9th?
February
Didn't that already
yeah.
happen?
February 9th was the debut of it was like not the debut, but the Winter Olympics began over in Pyeongchang, South Korea.
Hmm.
As a Canadian, it's like pretty well Christmas for us. I try to watch them as much as I can. So the question that I have to you, gentlemen, what is one event that you would like to compete in? And secondly, what is one event that you're just like, nope, I would never ever even attempt to try? And I'll go first. I'll just give you guys some idea. So the event that I would just say nope to, that I would not ever try, is like the long distance like ski jumping or whatever,
Yeah.
where they start way high, and it's like it's the sport that it's a sport Eddie the Eagle is based on. It's
Right.
like where you go like you
High
fly
jump.
like 300 feet in the air. And then the sport that I would want to try is bobsleigh. Bobsleigh looks like fucking fun. Like you're in a sled going over 100 kilometers an hour. And
Like
I
the
feel
Jamaican bobsled team.
it's
Cool
like
Runnings.
of those sports, bobsleigh, luge, and
Feel the
stuff.
rhythm. Feel the rhyme.
That's right. Give it up.
Brooklyn,
It's
for
bobsled time.
Halloween, I'm flying you down to the United States. I have the perfect costume for you. I would have dressed you up like John Candy from
Cool
Cool
Runnings.
Runnings.
Cool Runnings, baby.
And I
From
have
the
friends
Hawaiian
that'll be the
shirt.
Jamaican bobsled team. This is gonna be great.
Well, shoot, what was the coach's name though? What was his name? That man won 2 gold medals. What was his name? Oh my! Oh, Erwin Blitzer. Erwin
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
Got
it.
it.
Yeah.
See, I remember my movies, guys. I'm so good at this.
All right, so let's go to let's go to Caleb first. What's the event that you would want to compete in, and what is the event that you just nope?
Say it, Caleb. Say it.
Want to compete in is a little harder. Like I honestly like I think it'd be a lot of fun to do like skeleton or luge. Those like any of those like high speed like adrenaline junkie ones. But yeah, I was gonna also say the freaking ski jumping. That's insane. But since you said it, let's go with curling. That seems boring.
Curling, how dare you? Curling is one of the greatest sports ever.
Are you
And we lost.
serious?
I already
I'm going to go offline here.
I sweep enough just like around the house and like at jobs and stuff. I don't need to do it on ice in front of a rock.
Why did Mark
Jeez.
leave? Why did Mark
I
leave?
don't know, but we're probably going to go on live really quick now because he was the
Okay.
one hosting this.
Oh dang!
Great.
All
So
right.
we're on channel 6 instead of channel 3. Okay.
Hooray!
All right. Okay, so we'll keep going here just until we're officially off the air. Ryan, what sport tickles your fancy, and what sport does not?
Boy, that question could be taken 100 different ways. You know what I mean. The sport that I would like to try out would probably be. I mean, Cool Runnings is really fun. So maybe bobsledding would be kind of cool, but no pun intended. Probably go with what is it called again? Not snowboarding. Gosh,
Like snow
Oh,
crawls?
speed. No. Speed skating.
Oh
Speed
yeah.
skating.
Well, which one? Short track or long track?
No, long track, short track. It ends in like 2 seconds. I want to go for the long haul, son.
Yeah.
I find short track very interesting. Like each one has their thing because like long track like I was watching the long track speed skating and it was 10,000 meters. So there were guys that were skating 10K in like 12 minutes. And like by the end of it, they're just like they're winded, they're knocked out. But like in short track speed skating, like the lead changes like 6 or 7 different times, and it's like the only thing that I hate about short track speed skating is that like you can barely touch your opponent, and then you can get disqualified from the race just because they feel it's an advantage or a disadvantage or something.
Okay, of 10,000 meters, I would probably last 20. So on second thought, I'll go with the short track speed skating, so I don't get winded in like 2 seconds or less.
Yeah. I think the
You know what I lied? Give me ice dancing. That seems the easiest.
Don't you mean figure skating?
No, ice
no,
dancing
ice dancing.
specifically.
There's an ice dancing?
there is ice dancing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I gotta do some Googling because I never heard of that until now. But anyway, the stuff that I wouldn't do is anything involving skis because I prefer to be on the snowboard if I'm doing winter sports. So I wouldn't do any of the skiing.
I feel like
or figure skating because figure skating is terrifying. Just watch Nancy Kerrigan versus Tanya Harding. That rivalry is brutal, and I do not want people coming at me with clubs in the backstage area with their ex-husbands. I do not want that.
I feel like somebody watched I, Tonya recently.
No, I haven't seen I, Tonya yet, but I already know what happens because it was all over the interweb, so it's already spoiled for me. But I want to see the movie so bad because it's got my girl Margot Robbie in it.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like Ryan, you'd be a good person for snowboard cross.
Thank you. I feel honored.
Like snowboard racing. It's fun and there's a lot of, like it's so weird because like how in the short track speed skating, you don't you can't really fall or there'd be a penalty.
Right.
They crash into each other all the time. Like you get guys going off of jumps, their gravity's not the right way and they fall flat in their ass. So it's fun. It's exciting to watch.
You know, in a previous life, I was a snowboarder, and I was competing against some of the best snowboarders in the world. And I forget what the name of the arena we were competing. Oh yeah, it was called Cool Borders 2 for for PlayStation 1. If everybody remembers the video game world. Yeah, those were fun. Remember when you make a jump and then the announcer would come out in the back and he would say "Yagi"? You know, I remember those sound effects, and I remember that video game. I was a great snowboarder in the virtual world.
See, for me,
SSX Tricky on GameCube.
Yeah, I played SSX, but I didn't play it on that stupid system known as GameCube because GameCube sucks.
How dare you, sir?
It's terrible. That is
you have
worst.
Okay, whoa. Okay,
obviously never played Dreamcast. Come on.
Before I get to Tim's answer, first of all, Mario Kart Double Dash, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Mario Sunshine, 3 of the greatest Nintendo games ever. That's it. Tim, what is your answer?
Well, first I'm gonna jump on for games. I loved the Fire Emblem games for GameCube. They were awesome. That's what got me into playing GameCube. So Ryan, you watch your whorish mouth. And back to the original question for the Winter Olympic sports. I guess more than anything because I haven't skated in years. I used to do it a little bit when I was younger. I always did like would want to try hockey, would want to try snowboarding, and also the newest event that North Korea has introduced for this Winter Olympics, border patrol shootings. Now that replies with they get on a pair of skis and go across the border, and anyone sneaking across, they shoot them and get 10 points per shot. If they miss, then they lose the event. But
this sounds terrifying.
Essentially, you want to compete in the biathlon, cross-country skiing and shooting.
Yes.
Well, yeah, they're tying biathlon with their border patrols to help them out because they need the extra help. But probably one I wouldn't do, honestly, would have to be even though it looks so fun, it would scare the crap out of me, would be bobsledding because that would scare the crap out of me.
Have you seen those crashes? Those are terrifying.
Yeah, that's why it would scare the crap out of me. I'd be like, no.
in Vancouver, somebody actually died. Died in a luge. The guy from Georgia. Well, because they had to bring everything up because they doing the trial runs. He died unfortunately. And then what they did was the men were now starting at the ladies starting positions. The ladies then started at the juniors or whatever or something like that. Just because I guess the conditions were way too fast. Definitely.
That would be my no. Brooklyn would be.
That's why I would hate skeleton, where it would be like, you know how you're going 130 kilometers an hour? Yeah, you're going head first. So if you crash, you're fucked.
God, this movie makes bobsledding look so fun, though.
I know. The No Man's Smith.
Look, even when they fall, dude, that was horrifying when they tip over and just go skidding. That looked so dangerous.
But you got to admit, there were so many good training montages, a good soundtrack, and above all else, you got Dougie Doug and John Candy in the same movie. Come on.
Heck yeah.
And I do want to point out, since Mark was gone, I covered the chat. Grant, I don't think they have snow angel making. Even though that would be pretty
that is not a sport. That's like an activity.
I don't think they have diving in the Winter Olympics because they would probably die.
Hypothermia, anybody?
Broken neck. You're diving.
Yeah.
No, it's the new event. It's the polar bear diving.
Oh, yeah.
You cut a small hole and then you just
Polar bear dip.
Or
as if you live in cold conditions, the polar bear dip is the most amazing thing you can ever do.
Are there actual polar bears that will come up and eat you though? Because at that point, I'm getting out. I'm like, no.
They're not dumb enough to be around open water in the winter.
Yeah, only if you're on a mysterious island with Oceanic Flight 815.
Tim,
I think without getting into the territories, northern Manitoba would probably be like the closest spot to you to get to see polar bears.
oh yeah, but in all honesty, the polar bears will come up to you, shake your hand, and go, "You're one of us."
One of us. One of us.
Google gobble. You
Really,
will
I
join
figured a
us,
polar
one
bear
of
would
us.
come up, smack you in the face with its claw, and you die. But
Yeah, probably.
At least
Oh, see, what I thought was that what happens is they just walk up and give you a Coke, and then you're like, oh, I can't open this. It's a glass bottle, and it's not even a twist
Caleb,
off.
Great
my
call, Caleb. Great call.
they'll give you a fist bump. A fist
Yeah.
bump.
They'll do it like this.
Yeah.
All right. Do you, any questions in the chat there, guys, at all? Or
I guess Grant's saying the snow angel making will turn your hair blue. As
Obviously.
someone
no,
with hair,
he's saying it will turn your hair blue, maybe from like the diving or something.
yeah.
Severe
No.
hypothermia.
You guys, Grant, you just gotta be as awesome as I am for
Mm,
blue hair.
that's a good point.
all right, guys. Over on my neck of the woods, it is 2:15 a.m. I think this is literally a good time to call it a night. This has been a good midnight edition of the Rewind. I want to thank all of our panelists. The Haven, I know he dropped out there during the middle of it. Ryan making his Rewind debut. Tim for hopping on during the middle of it to prove that he is the true king of corporate sellouts.
Hey, all I'm saying is you schmucks want to try it. No, leave it to the professionals.
I at least give them a promo code to at least try. Like you just read the sign. You got to get inventive with those.
I'm not giving them my free promo codes. Fuck that. They can go get it themselves.
All right, guys. All right. Let's go to mashed potatoes first. Caleb, where can the Jackson Jills of Jack of all trivia find you?
I still refuse to acknowledge that moniker for our fans, but you can find me on Jack of all trivia right here on YouTube, also on Facebook, the same name. Shoot us a message, get into the matches, all the spiel. I don't know, I'm tired, man. Also, Caleb H on Facebook or the Caleb Hansen on Twitter. I never tweet, so you'll be really bored, but you can follow me anyways. And as always, well, not as always, but as I've been saying a lot recently, if you're in the Chicago area, come check out my band, The Beta Waves. The Beta Waves on Facebook. We're playing the Cairo Bar and Grill, the Taste of Cairo in West Chicago on March 3rd. So check it out.
March Madness in Chicago.
Yeah, big punk metal fest. So like 8 bands. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Nice. To our producer today, Mark Porch. Mark, where can everybody find your pork collection?
Yeah, your little itty bitty little porg.
Or let's not forget about the great Harley Quinn. But hey, wherever, I'm all over the place. Type in Mark Bork on Google, you'll find me.
I wonder if that's true. I have to try that now.
All right. All right. While we send off our researchers here to do their rigorous testing, Ryan, where can everybody find you at?
Yeah, in the normal sense of the word, you can find me on the interwebs, any place, anytime, anywhere at Ryan Permison. That's RyanPermison on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. You want to talk movies, TV shows, pop culture, anything of the sort, let me know. I'm more than happy to chat with you.
All right, and our resident copster, Timothy T.M. Smith, where can the good kids of the world find you?
Hopefully with Mark doing some more streaming, taking a break because it does get stressful. So thank you, Mark, for doing it this time, and I get a little bit of a fucking break because I get worked like a government mule. But you can find me, as always, you can find me at Jack of All Trivia, Facebook, YouTube, same name. Remember to comment, like, subscribe on YouTube. Keep it classy. Don't be an asshole over there on YouTube. There are some that have come over that have been like that, but keep it classy, what have you. Show your support. And yeah, that's where you can find me. And you can find my phone going off too to Give me text messages.
Tim is finally getting that endorsement deal for Papa John's. They're like, we want you to be a YouTube mascot for Papa John's Pizza.
I used
Sounded
to work
like the end
in
of an episode of
I
Sesame
bet it.
Street.
Oh,
Today's
see, I was
show.
thinking like a trolley from Mister Rogers.
Or that, too.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of was a Charlie.
Yeah,
and
the
Mr.
neighborhood
Rogers.
of make-believe, guys.
But yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right. And okay,
You're busy with Lady Elaine.
before I get to my send off, Caleb, how did your testing go?
I'm sorry.
How did your research go?
Oh.
Did we prove the hypothesis that Mark Boric can be easily found on Google?
Okay, so if you go to images, he's the first one that pops up. But when you just go straight Google all, Twitter bio pops up that is not our Mark Boric. And then Melbourne Soccer, Facebook profile, LinkedIn profile, which I'm pretty sure isn't you. So you
Oh, God.
Oh no, on images. I'm looking at the images right now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, the 16th one. Someone had a sign up there. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm just going to let everybody look at it to find it.
Okay.
It's after the horse looking over the Asian dude trying to read.
I've seen
this
it
is
now.
what we do at 1:20/2:20
Yeah.
in the morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saving this picture to my phone and I'm putting this in the chat all the time now.
Yes, you are. It's going to
Okay.
be new wallpaper.
Okay, I gotta find this here right quick. You said the 16th.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Oh, great. Now you're looking this up at 2
right
in the
in the
morning?
next line, left to right. So
Oh God.
I'm just trying to end on a high
You'll
note,
know-
but apparently we're
you'll
on
know
a
it when you
comedic
see it.
note.
oh
Jesus.
god, yeah.
All right, guys. For everybody here, I am the Black Legend Brooklyn Vale. You can also find me here on Jack of All Trivia, running the Jukebox Division. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you ever want to be a panelist on the Rewind, be sure to submit your name, and we'll get you on. Follow us on Facebook. Get out there. Compete in any one of our divisions. We'll be getting those all up. We try to get them all out as much as we can. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Peace out. Drive home safely, and for God's sakes, get some sleep. It's late.